Hello, YouTube, and thank you for joining me, Morgan Freeman, for another chapter of Tales Back in Diapers. Chapter 2, Keeping the Secret. Tails woke up the next morning to birds chirping outside his window, sunlight pouring into his room, a soaked diaper, and his thumb in his mouth. Oh wow, I didn't think I'd be this wet. And why was I sucking my thumb? I haven't done that since I was 4. Oh well, I'd better go have Ebony change me. Tails sat up and looked at his clock. It's 9 o'clock already. I've slept longer than I thought. My parents will be home in 2 hours, so I'd better get washed up. Ebony was in the kitchen already making breakfast, which looked and smelled like bacon and eggs. Oh, I see someone finally decided to wake up. Did you sleep well? Ebony didn't even have to turn around to see Tails come into the kitchen. Ebony, do you think that you could change my diaper real quick? Well, sure. Although I don't think you need a new diaper. It's best to change out of that one and get you cleaned up so your parents don't find out about this. Yeah, you're right, I guess. Although, you could leave some diapers here for the nighttime. Tails asked as Ebony changed him out of his soggy diaper. Well, I guess I could let you keep what's left in the bag, but you'll have to keep them hidden from your parents, she said as she tossed the wet diaper in her bag and took out the remaining, about 14 diapers in total. Thanks. This should hold me for a while, Tails said as he got up, walked into the bathroom, and cleaned himself up. Now don't take too long. Breakfast is almost done. The two spent the rest of the morning watching TV until Tails' parents got home at 11. Boy, that was a long night. Amadeus moaned as he walked in. Oh honey, it wasn't that bad, now was it? Rosemary said, trying to cheer him up. Trust me, it was that bad, Amadeus replied as he hung up his coat. Well, it sounds like your parents are home. If you want to keep those diapers I'm giving to you, then you'd better go hide them in your room quick, Ebony told Tails as she gave him the stack of diapers. Thanks, Ebony. Tails got up and went to his room, unseen by his parents. Meanwhile, Ebony went to greet Rosemary and Amadeus back. Welcome back, Mr. and Mrs. Prower. How did that meeting of yours go? Oh, good morning, Ebony. Did you and Miles have a good time? As for the meeting, it could have been better, Amadeus replied. Actually, Miles really enjoyed having me as a babysitter. Really? Miles usually doesn't take too kindly to the babysitters we hire. He usually acts like a stubborn little kid, Rosemary said in slight shock. After the three discussed the matter for a few more minutes, Tails walked into the kitchen. Well, speak of the devil, Ebony said as she ruffled Tails' hair. Hey, stop that. So are you going to get going anytime soon? My parents are home anyways, so you should get going home too, you know, Tails said with his hands casually behind his head. You really want me to leave that badly, don't you? Well, he does have a point. I should really get home now, Ebony told them. We'll see you around, Ebony. Rosemary waved her goodbye as she left the house. So, Miles, did you have fun with her? His mom asked him. Yeah, I actually did, Mom. Hey, if you guys have to go out again, do you think you could ask Ebony to babysit me again? If she's available, then we will for sure. But we won't be going anywhere for another week, okay? Cool. Thanks, Mom. You're the best. I'm gonna go see Sonic, okay? Tails said happily as ran out the door. Sheesh. I don't think I've ever seen him this happy before, Amadeus said. I guess we finally found the right babysitter for him. As the rest of the week went on, Tails still kept his secret from his parents. He continued to rotate between pull-ups and diapers to keep his secret. Eventually it came to be Saturday, and once again, Tails woke up with a wet diaper. He figured that his parents would sleep in that day, so he decided to keep his diaper on for the rest of the morning. His diaper wasn't too wet, so he could still use it a couple more times if the need came. So he ate breakfast, and then just kicked back and watched TV for the rest of the morning. Or that's what he thought, until someone knocked at the door. I wonder who that could be, he said, going to open the door. As he opened the door, he was surprised to see none other than the blue hedgehog himself, standing there, about ready to knock again. Morning, little buddy. Your parents still asleep. For now. So what are you doing here? I just felt like spending the morning with my best bud. Sonic ruffled Tails' hair a bit. Well, you didn't have to. Tails suddenly felt the front of his diaper grow in warmth, and he knew what was happening. He had wet his diaper without even knowing it. Hey, is something wrong, Tails? Huh. Oh. No. Nothing's wrong. A drop of sweat ran down his face. I just need to go to the bathroom quick. Make yourself at home. And he ran towards the bathroom and shut the door. Huh. Guess you gotta go when you gotta go. In the bathroom, Tails pulled down his pants, pulled the step stool up to the counter, and examined the wetness meter on his diaper in the mirror. Okay, so if the wetness meter goes from blue being dry all the way to red being soaked, then mine is right at orange. Oh gosh, last time I looked at the meter, it was only up to yellow-green. Well, it should be able to hold at least one more time, I hope. He pulled his pants back up and left the bathroom. Sonic had grabbed a pop from the fridge and was watching TV. It's about time you got out of there. I was about ready to go in and get you myself. How long was I in there? Tails started blushing a little. You were in there for 10 minutes, man. It couldn't have taken you that long just to go. Yeah, I, really had to go. Tails started to get nervous. The two sat back and watched TV for about an hour before Tails started to get a weird feeling in his gut. At first, he tried to ignore it and pass it off as stomach cramps, but it wasn't going away. Eventually, it got to the point where it felt like an intense pressure on his abdomen, so he just tried shifting his weight, and it eventually went away. After another half hour, Tails had completely forgotten about the weird pressure and had gotten thirsty. I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be right back. But standing up was the worst thing he could have done in that situation. Because as it turns out, standing up caused everything to be released into the seat of his diaper. Once he realized what he had done, Tails started to worry that Sonic would start to smell it. So he hurried downstairs to his room to check out the damage. Hey, where are you off to in such a hurry? There's no room for my fucking arm on this desk. I have to do something in my room. It slipped my mind before now. And Tails bolted downstairs as fast as a 10-year-old could in a wet and messy diaper. He's acting really weird today. Sonic was puzzled, but then he smelled something really, really nasty in the air. Oh man, what is that terrible smell? He put his hands over his nose. I wonder. He started as he walked towards the stairs. Back in his room, Tails pulled his pants off and looked at his diaper in the full-body mirror in his room. The backside was slightly tinted brown, while the front was a shade of yellow. This is so fucking long, it's not even funny. Oh man, I really need to get a new diaper on and quick. He pulled out another diaper from the stack that Ebony gave him. But just as he was about to undo the first side, there was a knock on his door. Tails, you know you don't have to hide anything from me, Sonic said from the other side of the door. What are you talking about, Sonic? I'm not hiding anything from you. Tails pulled his pants back on just as Sonic opened the door. Look, buddy, I know that you had a bit of an accident back there, so you can stop with the charade already. Did you find out just then? Well, it was pretty obvious that you soiled yourself back there. But I actually knew something was wrong when you started wetting yourself when you let me in earlier this morning. How did you know? Tails said as he started pulling off his pants again. You do know that when you wet your diapers, that it makes a distinct hissing sound, right? Oh, and let me take care of that mess for you. I guess you caught me there, and you're actually willing to change me, Tails said as he lied down on the floor. Well, I did change your diapers quite often when you were a baby, so it should basically be the same concept, only on a slightly bigger scale, and we should probably put you in another diaper in case you have any more accidents today. Sonic started untaping his diaper. I guess you did. We've already been... I guess you did. We've always been friends ever since I was a baby, haven't we? You got that right, and we'll always be friends, no matter what. Sonic wiped Tails' crotch clean and threw away the old diaper. So, are you going to tell my parents about this? Well, that's up to you, Tails. Although it'll be tough for you to hide a diaper under your clothes while your parents are around. Sonic applied the powder and taped up the diaper. There you go. Good as new. I guess you're right, Sonic. And thanks for the change. Tails stood up. Well, I'm going to get going now. Try not to have any more accidents, okay? And with that, Sonic was out the door and gone. Now the fun part. Figuring out how the heck I'm going to keep this a secret from my parents. Thank you for joining me, Morgan Freeman, for another chapter of Tales Back in Diapers by Black Knight Wing.